So in about 2009, I was living in my car, chasing a dream. I used to work in corporate. I absolutely hated corporate. I hated having to put my hand up whenever I wanted to go to the toilet and ask my boss whenever I needed to do something. And I really hated that, so I ended up leaving and starting pursuing an internet marketing career. So what I started to do was started to look at property, and the very first property that I bought myself, and I did a lot of research myself and spent a lot of time trying to figure out if it was the right thing to do. And it wasn't really until I started to want to grow my portfolio and do my research and realize that I didn't have the time or the energy or the skills or expertise to find winning properties. And I started to seek out like a buyer's agency, a company that could do it for me. It wasn't until I ended up speaking to Nathan and really picking his brain that I could see that he's been doing this for a long time and he gets real results for his clients. He does some amazing things, like some of the properties that he gets so well below market that it kind of blows me away. The first property that I bought that wasn't through B.Invested was my Randwick property, which is a white collar neighborhood. And after talking to Nathan and coming on board as a client of B.Invested, he showed me through the way that he structured his portfolio that it was actually, although I've made a lot of money on that property, it was a silly move with that amount of capital, because I could have bought 5 or 6 $250,000 what Nathan calls bread and butter properties. One of the main reasons that I bought my first property, which I mentioned I bought outside of B.Invested, like full cash, is I was really scared to get bank loans. I didn't want the banks to change their rules or something to happen and I basically get kicked out, or I have my tenants kicked out and my property sold out from underneath me. Now, that was one of the main reasons which drove me to go down the route that I went outside of B.Invested. As soon as I came in and I got to see the potential of leverage that you can use by, instead of using heaps of capital in one place, using a little bit in 5 or 6 places, it completely changed my mindset and completely changed the way that I thought about things. One of the most important things that I carried to my first meeting with Nathan was not having the I know. So not saying, I know, not thinking that I'm really, really good at what I do and therefore I know everything about property. So one of my most valuable bits of feedback to give any investor that has a spare $1 million or a large amount of money to start investing is to always go in with an open mind, to always go in without ego, without thinking that you know better, because these guys do it. Like Nathan's property portfolio, there's 200 properties deep. Daniel's got probably half of that. Like, these guys know what they're doing because this is what they do every single day. And it's very valuable to you to listen to everything that they say. Whether you become a client or not, I guarantee that you will be smarter and wiser and street smarter by just going into a meeting and listening to what they have to say. One thing that I really like about working with B.Invested is it's not just a company, it's a group. It's a family of companies that can look after you. In going through the stages of my property portfolio, I've gone from buying something white collar, quite expensive, to now I'm doing a build and I plan to do another build next year. Along the track, at every step, there is someone to talk to and someone to help you understand and make sure that like you're okay and you're comfortable with what it is you're doing. I've used Zenith Finance to handle all my financing needs. I've used Zenith Legal. They handle all my legal stuff, everything related to property. And I've also used Blink Property. And along the whole process of all the brands that I've used, I've found that everyone is really informative and really, really helpful.